Well, here we are, back with another wonderful episode of Trading Spouses.
Do you know what, Jordan and Justin? If you don't talk up right now, I am leaving Buffalo. So you tell your dad what you told me, because how can you tell somebody you don't even know? Have you seen my real dad?
I've covered this show in the past, so if you haven't seen my previous video, be sure to check that one out too. Trading Spouses claims its mission statement is to see if the grass is truly greener on the other side. But it's pretty clear by the first couple minutes of every episode that this is not the whole truth. The producers are very careful to select parents from two polar opposite families and pit them against each other for maximum drama. You have the God Warrior sent to live with the dark-sided gargoyles and psychics.
Gargoyles! Psychics!
Fundy Fridays has a great video about her, by the way. You should check it out. I've linked it in the description below. You have intense vacuum moms living with fun-loving country folk.
Mia is a clean freak about the house. She can vacuum 4, 5, 6 times a day.
And in today's video, you have, well,
I'm the one that does everything.
One's a desperate housewife who gets nothing but tough love.
Suck it up.
Don't be telling me to suck it up.
The other's a sexy South Beach socialite
My life is hanging out with my girlfriends.
who leaves fun in the sun for a dissing daddy.
They lazy kids. I say leave her ass.
we first meet a lovely woman named Marla Hawkins from Buffalo, New York. She's a hardworking mom with 4 children. Her daughter Sierra, her twin sons Justin and Jordan, and her husband Maurice. Oh my god.
I think my husband, Maurice, might be allergic to dishes. Maurice is a big kid. He doesn't pick up after himself. He thinks that's my job. He's a male chauvinist, I think.
Marla tells us that she met Maurice when she was in 7th grade and that they got together because they wanted similar things out of life. But Maurice has a slightly different story.
She had real big hips. And she had a pretty face, so big hips and a pretty face, I gotta get it.
We see right away that the children have a much better relationship with Marla than they do with Maurice, and I totally can't see why.
Maurice, where'd you put Jordan's stuff?
Just look for it. It's only 5 rooms in this house. It gotta be in one of them.
Why should we have to look for something that you should...
I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't know.
Marla admits to the cameras that over time she's gotten used to her husband's behavior, but she doesn't think that putting up with his attitude is necessarily the best thing for her and her family.
It gets kind of hard because Maurice isn't an affectionate person, but I learned to live with that, which is strange because you shouldn't learn to get used to things like that.
As she gets ready to leave, Marla is overcome with emotion because this is the first time she's ever been away from her family, and Maurice is really sympathetic about it.
Suck it up.
He says that what he'll miss the most is her taking care of the house. The other family we meet are the DeConcilises. Mom Henrietta is an interior designer living in South Beach with her fashion model husband Marco and their 2 sons Leonardo and Orion. We see immediately that only one word can describe this family, and that word is privileged. Henrietta explains that she and Marco met on the beach and claims that they were the ideal couple because they were
Young, we were fertile, we were glamorous.
I don't love that. They are, to their credit, a good-looking couple. I kept getting the feeling that they would be played by Heather Graham and Ralph Macchio in a Lifetime original movie, you know? But good looks does not a happy marriage make. The DeConcilises are going through a rough patch due to Marco's busy jet-setting career. As Henrietta gets ready to leave in the morning, she struggles to rouse a very sleepy Marco from his bed. He eventually gets up and puts his shirt on inside out, then has a really awkward reaction to getting asked for a kiss goodbye. The dads head out to the airport to pick up their new wives, and Maurice just keeps winning points with me.
I hope she's a beautiful blonde with big hips and could cook. Give me that, I'm all right. Please, just be right. My initial reaction when I seen Henrietta, I was very pleased.
You look young.
Yeah, I'm 35.
Are you really?
Yeah. Henrietta's a pretty lady.
I just didn't know where I was gonna go.
Oh, yeah? She's petite, She's like the total opposite of my wife. I was real happy.
As soon as Marla lays eyes on Marco, she is struck by his good looks. And before you call me a hypocrite after getting so annoyed with Maurice, Marla didn't make any comments about how he was better looking than her husband. She just admired his beauty like a work of art in the museum or something. In fact, Marla was so invested in keeping Marco and Henrietta's marriage together, but I'm getting ahead of myself. You'll see later. Also, I sincerely apologize if I mess up any names while recording this. This episode has Marla, Marco, and Maurice, so cut me a little slack, okay? I actually almost just said Marlo, so I'm sure I'll say it again later. While in the car, Henrietta and Maurice start talking, and God, I wish Henrietta would just stop. She says several things that feel like microaggressions, and they make me feel really icky inside.
I have 3 kids.
Oh my God, are these the children with the same wife?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't have no baby mama drama. Word?
Just a warning though, Henrietta saying and doing things that I don't think she should be is a common theme throughout the episode. She describes the Hawkins' house as quaint, which I'm pretty sure is rich people speak for I'm trying to be nice about these poor people. And then she goes on to make fun of their decor in a way that, yet again, makes me feel icky inside.
I don't think there's a decorating scheme to this house. You think that they meant to decorate this? Is this decorated? It's groovy. The bed. I'd say it's Liberace meets Saturday Night Fever. It should have like a disco ball above it or something.
The next day, Marla and Henrietta get to experience life in the other's shoes. Marla goes to the spa with one of Henrietta's friends and gets a body scrub, which she's super uncomfortable with because she's got to, get naked around this person that she's literally never met before. And then she goes to the beach with the family, where she feels even more uncomfortable.
I was very shocked at what I was seeing. It's crazy because I saw some tatas at the beach. Yeah.
That night, Henrietta's friends take her to the club, which I thought was kind of sweet. I've only seen 2 full episodes of this show, so I'm not sure if hanging out with the other spouse's friends is a common occurrence, but I just thought it was nice. Unfortunately, Marla is like me, and she does not enjoy going out to clubs. She also feels weird about Henrietta going out without Marco, and doesn't love that the women she's partying with are scoping out cute guys. In Buffalo, Henrietta starts out the day by waking up the family to go out for breakfast, and this all goes exactly how she thought it was going to.
Let's go right now. I don't care if you're not ready.
Maurice was screaming as loud as he can scream for us to get ready.
Boy, I have just been lying to you guys this whole episode, haven't I? She wakes up Maurice, who is not really happy about it, and then he starts yelling at the children to get out of bed. To her credit, Henrietta feels really bad about the way he's treating the kids because all she wanted to do was something nice for the family. There's a lot of stuff that Henrietta does that I personally disagree with, but in this moment particularly, I really think she had her heart in the right place. Maurice's ire is mostly directed at Sierra, who's taking a bit longer to get ready than he'd like her to.
So I say leave her ass.
Should I go get her?
No. Jordan, where you going? Don't go in the house for nothing. I'm about to go get her. No, don't go get her. Get in the car.
Henrietta's left horrified at how he treats his children. Sierra makes it out to the car before she's abandoned, and the family makes it to breakfast. While at their table, Jordan starts to comb his hair, and Maurice tells him to go to the bathroom and not do it at the table. And I can't really say that I disagree with him, up until the point where he starts getting really mean about it.
Come on, dude. You're doing stupid stuff. Get out of here.
Sierra takes Jordan outside to do his hair for him, and even Justin goes off, which effectively clears the table of Maurice's children. Later that night, Henrietta makes dinner while Maurice is out playing poker with his friends, and she has a meaningful conversation with the children.
So how many girlfriends do you have apiece?
I didn't love that either. She learns throughout dinner that the children don't really speak with their dad about anything. They say that he's nice until you start criticizing him. Meanwhile, criticizing is all he seems to do to them. Henrietta takes it upon herself to try and fix a lot of their family's problems. Not really her job, but okay. The next morning, she goes with Maurice to the twins' football practice and tells him that his children are delightful, and he sorta half-heartedly agrees with that. He goes on to say that he doesn't tell his kids he's proud of them because they should know by his actions. What actions? He tells Henrietta that he's not affectionate with his kids because he thinks it'll make them too soft, and he even admits that he didn't grow up in an affectionate household himself. Henrietta concocts a plan to solve Maurice's emotional issues with his kids, and she throws a family meeting that goes oh so well.
There's many things that I've seen that are eating at the fiber of your family.
She tells Maurice that she wants him to hug his kids at least once a day, and honestly, the twins don't look that excited about it. But Sierra is moved by the confrontation because she feels like there's a lot of stuff coming up that probably should have been addressed a long time ago. As Henrietta tries to get the twins to open up, Maurice starts getting angry because he thinks that Henrietta is just putting words in their mouth to, kind of pit them against him. He storms out of the house, but Henrietta and the kids follow him out, and they continue this painful conversation. Much like pulling teeth, Henrietta really struggles to get the boys to open up, to the point where she threatens to leave the whole show if they don't tell Maurice how they feel right then and there. Justin finally speaks up and tells Maurice that he's more mean than he is nice, while Jordan calls out that he never says anything positive about the kids. Maurice realizes that their words are genuine and concedes that maybe they've all got a point.
This is for me. I want to see you slap him up, hug.
Please stop, Henrietta. Her plan works, however, and Maurice says that it feels good to hug his kids for once. As they get ready for a big family barbecue, Maurice asks Henrietta a really touching question.
So, do me a favor? Will my father come?
Yeah?
Do the hug and drill with him with me.
Maybe he is a softie inside. Henrietta meets the extended family, and she is successful in getting Maurice that hug from his father. He even tells Maurice that he loves him for probably the first time in his life. Meanwhile, in South Beach, Marco offers for Marla to attend a photo shoot with him. And honestly, I just have to highlight the relationship between these two. Marco has been so inviting and kind this whole process, and you really feel like he genuinely appreciates her company, which seems kind of rare in a lot of these types of shows.
Good morning, Marla. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You know what I'm gonna do?
What?
The Marlin shoot. Oh, would you like? Come and see it.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
It's kind of fun.
Him being nice is the bare minimum, yes, but I'll take what I can get. Unfortunately, Marco sort of loses points from me and from Marla due to his behavior during this photo shoot. He gets awfully cozy with the other model, and it makes Marla really uncomfortable. Like, yes, you could argue that he's working and he has to have chemistry with her to make the pictures look better, but...
You want lipstick?
Lipstick. Hello.
I'm the second wife.
A lot of stuff happening on set felt very disrespectful to Henrietta. It gets to the point where Marla decides that she's going to confront Marco, and love it, but I just wish she wouldn't have done it in front of the kids. But at least they still have their sick Heelys, right? As they eat dinner, Marco reveals to Marla that he loves cooking and wants to be a chef someday. Marla is incredibly supportive of this, especially when she learns that Henrietta's been asking him to find a different job that won't keep him away from the family so much. He opens up about how the marriage has been feeling a little uncomfortable lately and that all of the passion and romance has slipped away. Here we see one of the boys looking just as uncomfortable as I am. Marla suggests that Marco finding a new job might rejuvenate their marriage, but he's a bit resistant to leave modeling as they've grown accustomed to their way of living, and him doing anything else would make them lose a bunch of money. But Marla's mission is to tell him that family is far more important. When they go home, she gives Marco and the boys a
funky fresh gift,
and they're all super excited about it. Marla then decides to talk to Marco about the state of his marriage again, and I'm just glad it didn't happen while the boys were sitting right there. She gives him some advice on how to hopefully save the marriage, then brings the boys back in so they can tell their dad how they feel about him being gone so often.
Daddy has a question.
Orion, how do you feel when Poppy is away from home?
I feel really sad. I cry and I say, Daddy.
This whole conversation goes so much better than Henrietta's attempt. Like, not a single word was shouted. I just love Marla so much. Marco is so moved by her intervention that he gives her a really sweet hug, and I just hope these two have kept in touch over the years. The next day, both moms have very emotional goodbyes with their families. They both seem to have made a huge impact in their short time together. Even Maurice has to admit that Henrietta did a lot for them. The moms meet and they have a sweet back and forth about their time spent. There's no fighting, just genuine tears of appreciation. Now, this is where things get a little less wholesome. In case you're not familiar, part of the trading spouses experience includes money. Each family is allocated $50,000, but the other mom gets to delegate who gets what and for what purposes. Marla gives the already rich family money for toys and a pet hamster and a trip to Disney World and culinary school tuition for Marco, but Henrietta... Oof. This whole episode, Marla has been so sweet and kindly, but she proves herself to be one of those nice people you never want to piss off. Her anger grows as she reads Henrietta's letter. It starts out pretty thoughtful, with Henrietta giving them money to pay off their credit card debt, but then it gets more interesting.
She ain't give you a dime or you a dime, and I'm really about to be pissed off about this one. You really about to be pissed off.
Go ahead.
I get money to buy Sierra Victoria lingerie for $400.
I think it's important to point out that Sierra was 19 when this was filmed, if that makes it any better. Henrietta decides that she will use the money to renovate and redecorate the house that no one else had a problem with. And this offends Marla so much already, but then she finds out that Henrietta donated a whole bunch of money to the mayor and a church, and not a single penny went to Justin and Jordan.
What?
Read it. Campaign funds for sitting mayor $3,500. Donation $3,500 to either Baptist or Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Wow.
And I'm pissed.
Yo, she didn't say nothing about us.
About some damn senator.
That's crazy.
Let it be known. I'm pissed off.
The episode ends on a relatively positive note, however, with Henrietta and Marco hoping to make their relationship work in the future. As for Marla and Maurice, I have no idea because the recording I watched on YouTube cut off right then and there. So anyway, that was Trading Spouses again. I truly hope you enjoyed watching my video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All three of those things help me out so much. I really appreciate it. Thanks in advance. If you liked this video, I think you'll really enjoy my previous Trading Spouses video. My Super Nanny video might also be up your alley, so be sure to check that one out too. And don't forget to join me next time when I watch something else.